you ready?
No, well, okay, if you start, yeah, if you're good to start, then you can
Oh,
go.
okay. Jumping on in there. I mean, basically what we were just saying off camera, it's like really enjoying the series.
Thank
Tokyo
you.
Revengers.
I appreciate that.
What was your take coming into the role when you got the script and everything?
What did I think about it?
Yes.
It's interesting. So can I go back a little bit before? I got the audition, and I had gotten To Your Eternity at the same time, right? Two different anime. To Your Eternity, I was like, whoa, this looks really cool because I think it's the same writer or author as A Silent Voice. If you've seen A Silent Voice, it's a really good movie. If you haven't, it's a really good movie. But I was like, I love that movie. It's like my favorite movie of all time, and I was like, oh, I want to be in this thing. And then I got Tokyo Revengers, and I didn't get it. I didn't get To Your Eternity, so I was like, dang it, man, Tokyo Revengers. I don't know what this is. But then I was cast, and I fell into it, and I loved it. I read the manga all the way through, and really got to understand what the story was about and everything like that. So my take about it, it was all over the place. My emotions were up and down and everything, and I loved it. That's my original, I just loved it. I finished it in a day, and there was 100 something chapters. It was amazing.
Okay, all right. AJ, you have voice acts on projects with fellow Winterfest guests, such as Restaurant to Another World, and Tokyo Revengers, love you, and
Thank you.
Restaurant to Another World. If y'all haven't seen it, don't sleep on that. It's a good series.
It's really good. I love food.
You love food, and you love, yeah, check that one out.
Mm-hmm.
What has been your favorite moment with another voice actor in a series, and your favorite project so far?
Ooh. Very good question. My favorite project so far, it's interesting. So there was two questions. What was my favorite moment, and then what was my favorite project?
Yes.
Okay. With another actor.
It can be another actor or just the project itself.
Oh, okay. So my favorite moment so far has actually been I just announced Joko in Shaman King. And Joko is a black character, so that was really cool, and it's a really well written black character. And there was a moment where he was kind of, I don't want to spoil too much, but he's how he is normally. He wants to make everybody laugh. That's his goal. He wants to be a comedian, and he has this dream of making everybody laugh. But there was a darker side to him. So being able to play kind of that original dark part of him when he was younger, before he learned what it meant to be positive and to laugh and everything like that, that was so much fun. I love playing Joko. And what was the other question? Favorite project?
So far.
Ooh. That I can talk about?
Yes, you can talk about it.
That I am legally allowed? Probably Shaman King. That's been my favorite. It's been a lot of fun. I love Takamichi with all my heart, but Shaman King is I really connected to it, and I'm like, this is fun. I'm having fun. Takamichi's fun, but he also cries a lot, and that's really hard to do, and it's a lot more technical and stressful. Shaman King is I can act, it's really fun. Yeah, so, yeah.
So, as far as the getting into voice acting,
how did it happen for me? When I was 17, so I originally wanted to be a basketball player, right? But I'm 5'6", and I was like, maybe not too realistic. But so that kind of fizzled away, and then I wanted to be an artist. And I still love art, but I didn't want to learn anatomy. And do all the technical stuff. And I also thought about it more and when I was in high school, and I was like, I wanted to do it for video games. I wanted to be a character designer or something like that. And that's a job. They tell you have to pump out this many designs in the next 2 days because we need it. And I was like, I don't want that to be a part of my creative process. I just want to just draw for fun. And you can still do that. But it wasn't what I wanted to do. And then, so I didn't know what I was going to do. It was junior year, going into senior year and thinking about college. And I kind of just didn't know. And then my cousin, he came up to me and he was like, I know a guy. And I was like, okay. And I felt normally I would have been like, no, I don't want, I'm not really, I'm busy. But I was like, why not? you know, and I got into a booth. He did know a guy, and I got into a booth and I did it, and I was like having so much fun, and I was naturally good at it because I was a really good reader growing up, because you have to cold read, and cold reading is when you haven't seen the script, you just have to act as you're reading and just figure it out. And I was a really good reader when I was a kid because I got in trouble a lot, and that was my punishment. It was like, you got to read books, and I was like, dang it, Mom. But because of that, I was in like second grade reading at like a sixth grade plus reading level. I was like really good at reading, so it was easy for me, and I don't have any acting experience, but I was always eccentric and kind of had like ADHD, so I was like I wasn't afraid to, you know, be loud or be creative or just be me. So it was fun, and I kind of just started auditioning online, and from there I just started shooting my shot at, you know, sending emails to studios and agencies and stuff like that. And last year the Floyd protest happened, and I think that opened up a lot of opportunities for POC, for me in particular. Zeno and Daenerys, who are also here. And because of that, I've been able to do a lot more than just anime. I've been able to do AAA video games and pre animation for, you know, big networks and stuff like that. And not, of course, none of which I can say or talk about yet, but that's kind of like how I got my start. It was just online, and then work begets work. People figure out who you are, and all of a sudden, you know, you're getting recommended to some big people. So, yeah.
Yes. Like voicing Tokyo Revengers while doing remote recording.
What was it like? Every single project, I've only been in studio one time since the pandemic started, and no times before that, because I wasn't working. It's fun, and it's very convenient because I have my booth directly next to my bed. Like all of Tokyo Revengers are recording in my bedroom. I get up, I turn on my computer, I turn on all my equipment, and I have my booth, and it's really easy to just get to work. But there's not a lot of work-life separation because of that, so it makes things a little sticky when it comes to mental health if you're not careful. But it's super convenient, and for a lot of people, and it gave me the opportunity to do it because before the pandemic, you had to be in Texas or you had to be in LA or else you didn't work. But then they were like, well, since even the people in LA or Texas can't come in, why are we closing that off to everybody else? So that allowed me the opportunity to book things like Tokyo Avengers and Kimono Jihen and everything else I've been able to work on. So it's nice. It's very nice, and I'm very grateful actually to be able to do that. So.
On your website, you have training with voice actors like Crispin Freeman
Yes.
and Mary Elizabeth McGlynn,
Yeah.
who we just heard about even more because of Steve Bloom.
Steve Bloom, yeah.
Yes. How
Wonderful
is
woman.
training with these amazing voice actors, and how can people book you to train in voice acting?
So to answer the first question, training with these voice actors is amazing because they're so much more experienced, and the good thing about a coach is that they struggled so that you don't have to, you know. They're just like, here's what works, now figure it out and like go out and succeed. Without the training with those people, I wouldn't be as good as I am now. Like I said, I have no acting experience, but I did take classes, and those classes were just absolutely essential to my ability now. As far as like coaching myself, I've been asked that recently. I'm in a weird position where like I am booking work and I'm working and on big things, but I also like I'm so new that I don't feel comfortable taking money from people because I'm still learning. In about maybe 5 years, like a little bit longer, I might be like, hey guys, like sure, I'll do some workshops and stuff. But right now, I don't know if I'm qualified. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm just, but you know.
Because you have more knowledge than somebody like one of us trying to get into it.
Yeah.
You've got some of the ins and outs, the experiences, and then also you've got what you learned from the other voice actors. So
Yeah.
don't knock it.
Well,
you can teach a lot of beginners that these
That's
are the
true.
knocks that I went through.
Yeah.
And what I'm learning, and I've learned from these coaches. And if you want to learn beyond this, these are the people you can go to.
That's a very good idea. I mean, there are coaches specifically for that. Like I will work with beginners. I think part of my thing is like when you coach, you have to be a good teacher too, because not everybody that is a good at what they do knows exactly how to tell you how to do it. And I don't know if I'm at that point yet where I know my own process enough to be able to be like, this is my process, this is what works, this is how you do it, and if you're struggling, this is how you correct yourself to get back onto my process. I think that's the people I've coached with, Richard Horvitz, Charlie Adler, Mary, and everybody that I always recommend are good, not just because they're amazing at what they do, but because they're so good at telling you how to do it. And I feel like I could get there, and I feel like because I'm still learning and getting better. I don't know quite how to articulate how to get somebody else there. Maybe I could. I haven't actually given it a solid shot, but I might though. You've inspired me. I might do that.
It might just feel like an advice versus coaching, more advice.
Yeah.
You can do sessions that people can
Yeah.
with you, like do YouTube.
True.
Ask your questions, you answer them like you're doing right now.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a good idea. It's Q&As, because again, I feel weird about, asking people for money at this point, but like maybe even, like you said, like a free, workshop, like, hey guys, come on, check me out for, a couple hours and we'll talk, and then I could learn, and then I could start charging if I really wanted to, but
Exactly.
yeah.
And then if you see enough demand,
Yeah.
there you go.
Thank you. Business advisor. I appreciate you.
I do it a lot on my show.
I have a question.
Of course.
So Tokyo Adventures, it's all about the real stylish look
Yes.
kids have.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you also are very stylish?
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes.
How do you feel like has being part of a show like this kind of added to your want to really show off your own fashion style, or do you see this as a direction that you would kind of take and I don't want to say like passion on, but
Yeah.
does it inspire you to look more into adding that sort of fashion
Oh,
aspect to
I
your
am,
all the time?
like, for me, like my fits, I'm working on it. I didn't have a lot of money growing up, enough money to get started in the industry and everything like that, but like I always was very conscious of it, and I was like, so I learned about how to dress and everything like that, but I would never like ask for clothes or ask for money for clothes or anything like that, and I couldn't work because I family obligations. But now that I have the money, yes, I'm moving to LA, and I'm like, everybody here dresses so good, and I'm like, I feel like I need to step it up, and especially like Tokyo Avengers, like the manga. I don't know if you guys have seen the manga, like chapter covers or whatever. They're so drippy. So I do want to step it up. I think I'm all right, but I want to like define my style. That's kind of where I'm at. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you guys.
I don't want to, because question-wise, but like just to piggyback off of everybody. 'Cause
Yeah.
You remind me of friends that I've grown up with.
Really?
And then, so that being said, it's just like seeing you in your position, being able to like, I see myself, and there's somebody there not having to imagine it until somebody's taking that spot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as far as teaching, giving your spill on what you experience.
That's true.
Definitely suggest.
That's true, and I haven't actually thought about that. This is good. I mean, I know for me, my whole mindset for the pandemic was I'm gonna do it. I don't know how long it'll take. It'll take 15 years maybe because of the state of the industry, and but I'm gonna do it. But then before I was like, I knew Inaris and I knew Zeno. Seeing Zeno like announce he was Hawks, I was like, this is a major character that isn't black. But like, he's still doing black, still plays a cyborg, still does his stuff, but he's doing everything. Exactly what we say voiceover is, where you can do everything. Wasn't exactly the case for people that look like us. But now, I guess being in the position where I'm here, and I'm only getting better, and I'm only continuing to get more work and bigger things and stuff like that, I think it would, now think about it, I think it would be a good idea to be like, hey, you know what? Let me tell everybody that it's okay that you can do it too. Because it matters, like it does matter, and which is why characters like Miles Morales and everything like that, it's like everybody loves Peter Parker, everybody loves Spider-Man, but then the kids find out like Spider-Man's white and he might be, a different color, a different race, and you're like, oh wait, well I can't be Spider-Man, it may be, but then you see Miles Morales and it's like, oh wait, I can't, so I guess I'm not Spider-Man, but I do have some sort of influence at this point, so I think that is important, so thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
I was gonna. Okay, so I'm like kind of like in awe right now, but I just wanted to ask you, what games do you like to play in your downtime?
Apex. I love Apex.
Are you serious?
I play the heck out of Apex.
It's so stressful.
I couldn't play it for 2 months because I got like this weird error code and it wouldn't let me play. But then I was like, yeah, let me re-download it because let me just see because I'm addicted. And I got it back, so I'm gonna be headed right back into that. League of Legends I played when I was like freshman year of high school. And it's changed me as a person, not for good. It's made me very toxic, but I'm addicted to that too. So like I'll be like, I don't want to play this game anymore, and then I'll come back in like 2 months. I'll be like, fine, I'll play it a little bit, I guess. But Arcane just came out, and Arcane, I don't know if you guys have seen Arcane, but if you haven't, see Arcane because it's so good. It's amazing, and stuff like that is really cool to see. But to answer your question, the games I've played most of my life recently, Apex, League of Legends. I was playing Hades a lot. Hades
Good dungeon crawler.
really good. And then growing up, Halo. I've been playing Infinite recently since that came out. But Halo, Jack and Dexter, but Jack 2 specifically.
The best one. Sorry, I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, Jack 2 is just goated. And then we got Super Saiyan 2. Super Saiyan 2. What am I talking about? That's not a game. Legacy of Goku 1 and 2. Naruto, Ultimate Ninja Storm, like all that stuff. But yeah, more recently Apex and League for sure.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Toxic, but nice.
Yes, very toxic, very toxic. I'm a different person. I sound nice now. I am not nice.
I believe you on the mic. It's like, get good, scrub.
Yeah, it's like,
AJ Beckles just like heckled me. What?
I love your eyebrows and your hair, by the way. You look great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Look
I
great.
love your nose. I know you're trying to keep the mask.
Yes,
on. Just like,
thank
look
you.
At you.
Yeah, and I paint.
The drip is real. That's why
I painted my nails. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's cause I bite them. I bite my nails, and then I'm like, that'll stop it, but it also looks dope. So I'm like,
Do you paint them or you put like stickers?
no, I actually went to a nail salon. I used to single mom, and I was like an only kid. So whenever she went to the nail salon, I went with her and everything like that. So I've been working and traveling a lot, so I was like, let's just go together. Let's get our nails done together. I don't care. So me and my mom went and we got it together. Got some, yeah. So that was fun. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.